I'd like to welcome everybody to the May 5th, 2015 meeting of the school board. If you'd like to speak this evening during hearing of citizens, if you pick up a card in the back and bring them up to Zoe Marshall, and you have an opportunity to speak during that time. If you would please stand now for the flag salute by the Venice High School Color Guard under the direction of Mastery Gunnery Sergeant Frank Troxel. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seat. Cut. Hand. Salute. Ready. Two. Post.
I'd like to welcome this evening Connor Miller, our student representative from Venice High School. Connor, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
My name's Connor. I'm a senior at Venice High School. Just a few things about myself. First of all, I participated in a lot of extracurricular activities, including the Spanish Honor Society, Math Honor Society, and the National Honor Society. I was also a member of Venice's basketball team for 3 years, sophomore year being the team captain on junior varsity, and then being bumped up to varsity my junior and senior year, being a team captain on my senior year as well. My school also offers an executive internship program. I interned at Carroll and Sutton Orthodontics for the first semester, and then halfway through the year I switched over to my school's media center. Aside from my executive internship classes, I take 5 college-level classes where I maintained a 4.7 GPA throughout all 4 years of high school. Venice has definitely offered me multiple learning experiences that I know will benefit me tremendously later on in life. And because of that, I will be attending the University of Florida this summer, beginning July 1st, with an unintended major. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor, and glad to have you with us this evening. Under special presentations, we have a presentation from Booker Middle School's musical theater program.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to showcase Booker Middle School this evening, and I would like to invite the board and everyone to the audience to enjoy this recognition. We're really pleased to have Brian Hirsch, Program Director for Any Given Child, joining us this evening to support us as we recognize Booker Middle. Florida Alliance for Arts Education identifies strong arts education programs in schools throughout the state of Florida. In September, we recognized Booker Middle School. For the second time, it was designated as a Florida Alliance for Arts Education Achieve Model School. In this role, Booker Middle School partners with rural and underserved schools to enhance emerging art programs and to help schools initiate new arts programs. This year, as Booker Middle continued as a model Achieve School for arts education, the Outstanding BPA program was selected by Florida Alliance for Arts Education to be considered for additional designations as a model school. This rigorous process focused on site visits to the VPA program, where the Arts Alliance personnel evaluated several factors: arts leadership, highly qualified and effective arts teachers, scheduling, arts facilities, arts curriculum, support for the arts program within the school, community arts partnerships, and the school culture. I want to offer huge congratulations to Booker Middle School VPA program for just receiving word that they are now designated as a Florida Arts Model School in the areas of theater, music, and visual arts disciplines for the 2015 to 2018 school years. Booker Middle School certainly is acclaimed for its excellent BPA program and is for its commitment to offering exemplary arts experiences for their students, and now will be acclaimed for helping other schools throughout the state to implement and expand their arts programs. Because of this designation, we wanted to showcase Booker Middle BPA this evening in the three areas where they received their recognition: theater, performing arts, and visual arts. Mrs. Frost, I know you're the proud principal of Booker Middle School. Would you like to introduce your showcase?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Detman. Booker Middle School is very proud of this honor, and tonight I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce some of our staff members. I'd like to introduce Ms. Joanna Fox. Ms. Fox is our creative writing teacher. Ms. Emma Mateka. Ms. Mateka is our chorus musical theater teacher. And finally, our VPA coordinator, Mrs. Jennifer Fretz. As I stated earlier, Booker Middle is very proud of this honor, and we'd like to take a moment tonight to showcase some of our exemplary programs. Thank you. Help me welcome Mrs. Fox to the podium.
Thank you, Mrs. Frost and members of the board. I'm Joanna Fox, and I teach creative writing as the literary art at Booker Middle School. We're really lucky to be able to spend 3 years pursuing the world of words. We dabble in fiction, creative nonfiction, memoir, vignette, comic strips, advertising, but we are most known for our poetry. We are the Dragonfly Cafe Poets, and we perform all over town in that capacity. We also enter many contests throughout the year, and recently the Poetry Life contest took place. Poetry Life happens every May in Sarasota. It's sponsored by Bookstore One and FST Theater, and the whole idea is to make Sarasota a poetry destination, which I think is a pretty good plan. Poetry enhances everyone's lives. The judging was done blind at Vanderbilt University by the MFA students there in their creative writing department. 15 out of over 200 voices were selected. Of those 15, 9 were Booker Middle poets. In fact, they were the only middle school poets to be recognized, which is a great honor when you consider that they were up against the high school students. In fact, Billy Collins, who is a former poet laureate who was in attendance this weekend, spoke of the words that the middle schoolers had used and of their presentation. Since they do step up and step out in the community as poets, they're really pretty comfortable doing that, which is something that most middle schoolers, I think, well, I know I would not have been able to do. In fact, sometimes it's hard for me to ask them to do things that I know I wouldn't have been happy to do. But they always do it, and they give their best. The professor who worked with the MFA students asked just what goes on in our room. Blessed I am to have the kids for 3 years, and I went through a little bit of the program, and he said, we don't even do some of that stuff at the graduate level. So it is with great pride and honor that I introduce my first poet, Dominique Golder, as she shares one of her winning poem. Dominique?
Hello, I'm Dominique Golder, and we have a Dragonfly Cafe tradition where instead of clapping, we snap, and it's a sort of way to usher our words out into the world instead of breaking them. I don't know. All right, so to recap on Poetry Life is a celebration of poetry with an emphasis on the education of poetry. It's sponsored by Bookstore One and Florida Studio Theater. Entries for the poetry contest are blind judged by the MFA Creative Writing students at Vanderbilt University. 15 poems were selected for the Young Voices reading. Booker Middle School garnered 9 of the 15 voices. This is my poem, I Walked with Wolves. I walked with wolves. You learned the trade, the trick of the eye. A bright moon hangs with crows in the sky. Running faster than the wind, you are the stars, never behind bars. Fighting until your last breath, a will to live, never be gone, not even in death. Your shadows stretch and disappear at dawn. Will you be seen again, in dazzling light? Oh, but no, just in the night. How can I tell this chilling tale of the wolves that sing and sail? For it once was me, their friend of none, she who kept the key, the one was me. Keep your mind, it serves you well, when you enter this thrilling tell. It once was me, their friend of none. I walked with wolves. It has begun. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ava Plank, and my poem is entitled The Unseen. We all work, read, write, and smile, though you are different than I. Opposite thoughts flow through our minds if a tune plays in a dark room. You may have fenced with death, or only practiced on the pillow that soaks up sleepy visions, and I don't do much more, besides taking chances with the manners of wolves, hoping that they won't snap at my fingers if I get too close. Even so, no one would ask what your past is or which path you're planning to take, unless you're the only one they can hear, when they found themselves blinded by absence, because empty space poses no use to anyone.
Okay. So my name is Jordan Feverish, and my poem is entitled November Morning. I embark on a morning stroll through the barrier of the forest realm. I pass under the canopy of oak. Buzzing cicadas lure me. Their sound drones out the incessant noises of the city. The path splits. I am on the snake fence. Which way should I go? A mysterious mist rises to the left path. The rippling of the pond is heard in the distance. A family of cypress knees beckons down the right. They become miniature structures for a village. Harmonious melodies greet me as I travel to the left. They continue to sing as I come to the dead end, where a glistening pond is waiting for me on this relaxing November morning. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Akila Davishaw, and this is my poem entitled The Hidden Woods Defy Description. The sprout of a red-headed fungus awakens for an awe-inspiring splatter of nature's true emotions. Leaf-dabbled ponds reflect the colors of earth more clearly than the eye viewing the original. The water captures the sun's light in an array of golden chimeras. The casting of heartwarming green shadows is broken by a panel of acrylic limes spewed across the picture of tall cattails framed within golden-leafed archways. Small spiderwebs are salted with a palpable morning mist. Gossamer-kissed roses sparkle with rufescent petals. Pearl-draped daisies stand coyly nearby. Small knee-high mountains rip through the sandy grass. Wisps of mossy angel hair spill from the trees, beckoning the lost to enter their cozy underground hideaways. an overwhelmingly aesthetic passion of awed excitement is found in an unbelievably simple location, hiding so much more. Tears spilling from clouds echo over starry night skies. Soft, eloquent, and elegant coos call from tired owls to those still listening, those still left wondering. The buzzing orchestra of tired bees has finally ceased till dawn, and as heavy eyes await ere break of day, deep within the smoky mist can be found the magic source.
Hi, my name is Shaylin Gentili, and my poem is entitled Poetry Is. Music without a tune, the way the world spins and doesn't ever take a stop. A baby's first smile and the first laugh that escapes. Poetry is the way you fall asleep and wake up, the challenges the world greets every day, the picture you take to capture the moment. It is the way knowledge represents itself and the way you absorb it. Poetry is life.
Thank you so much, Jalen. I'm Emma Mateka. I'm in charge of chorus, and I co-teach musical theater with Carrie Mills. Next up, you're going to hear some of our drama students, which is under the direction of Carrie Mills, do some monologues. So first up, we have Emily Mullen.
Hi, my name is Emily Mullen, and I will be performing a monologue titled Jealousy Kicks In. I cannot believe her. I mean, who does she think she is? She's been here for 5 seconds? Does she seriously think she can just walk in here, twirl her long golden hair, pout her lips, and everyone just stop what they're doing just to keep her happy? No! It doesn't work like that. She's a stuck-up little princess. Pfft, no! I'm not just saying that because Johnny Daniels asked her to the dance when he already asked me. I mean, why would I care that she's going to the dance with the boy I've been crushing on for 3 years? Because I don't. Seriously, I don't. I mean, what does he even see in her anyway? Yeah, she may look like a supermodel. Yeah, she may have the perfect teeth and the perfect hair and the perfect everything, but who wants to date a Barbie doll anyway? But whatever. It's Johnny's loss. He's going to realize how much better I am than her one day. And when he does, I'll be waiting here to say, I hope you're happy. Because you lost your chance by taking a selfish little ignorant princess to the dance instead of me. Gosh, I hate high school. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leah Henry, and today I'll be performing a monologue entitled Iris. Misery, agony, life is unending torment. I hate to close the gap this year. I went over to Apollo's mansion last night. He is so hot. But he wants nothing to do with me because he says I'm too young for him. I'm 347 years old. I don't understand why I gotta be treated like a kid. If he knew the real me, I know he'd like me. But he's too busy chasing after Aphrodite, who doesn't even know he exists anyways. You should have seen what she was wearing yesterday. She was popping out everywhere, like, oh, look at me, I am the goddess of cleavage. I hate her. I wish I was the goddess of something cool like volcanoes or skateboarding. Maybe then Apollo would like me. I hate my life. It sucks that I'm immortal. I wish everyone else would die, but they can't because they're immortal too. I don't even have cool worshippers. My high priest is this dork named Andrew, which is a pretty lame name if you ask me. And he's all, Iris, Iris, let me worship you. And I'm like, ew, get away. Last night, he sacrificed a sheep just to get my attention. And I'm like, desperate much? I don't even like sheep. So then I cursed him with all these boils all over his face, just so I was super mad and everything. So he sacrificed another sheep. So then I made him go blind, and he fell off the cliff, which was cool, but then I felt bad because my dad was like, you're not supposed to kill your priest. And I'm like, whatever. I blinded him. He just fell off the cliff all on his own. I can't be responsible for that. But then I felt bad, so I went to Hades, and I'm like, can I have my priest back? And he's like, as long as you give me the souls of the firstborn of the dozen of your worshippers. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So now I got Andrew back. Yay! So now he's horribly disfigured from the fall where all the rocks hit his head. And he still has the boils, and he's still blind. Because Hades didn't bother fixing him up at all, you know. So he's got this one arm that's like pulverized and hanging from a limb. And meanwhile, there are no worshippers at my temple. Because there's this idiot there sitting and moaning and drooling all over himself. But he's still got enough sense to say, Iris, Iris, I love you. Ah, it hurts, the pain, help me. Blah, 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 blah. So then, just for kicks, Hephaestus curses my priest with immortality. So now, I can't even kill him. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katie Terrace, and today I will be performing a monologue entitled Stepsister Speaks Out. It isn't easy being the ugly stepsister. Everyone always feels so sorry for poor little Cinderella. But what about me? I deserve a little bit of sympathy, too. Does my fairy godmother ever show up with a magic wand? Does the prince ever ask to dance with me at the ball? Not on your life. The best I can ever get with my pumpkins is a decent piece of pie. And as for rats, well, rats are rats, with their skinny tails nibbling and gnawing at the garbage. I have never seen one yet that has turned into a coachman. If you ask me, that Cinderella, she's weird. Certainly, she isn't normal. Besides the fact that she has naturally curly hair and size 4.5 shoes, she is so good-natured that it's downright sickening. If you had to sweep and clean and dust all day, would you go out singing with the birds? Of course you wouldn't. No sensible person would. A lot of people think that, well, I'm jealous of her. Maybe I am. And with good reason. See, I subsisted on 700 calories for 3 whole weeks before the ball. I did my leg lift exercises faithfully. I got a perm and a facial and a manicure. I even bought a new dress. Blue velvet. Designer label. I mean, I was ready. Princey, I thought to myself, here I come. And do you want to know what happened? Little Cindy, who has never seen the inside of a health club in her entire life, who doesn't know the caloric difference between a carrot stick and a chocolatey Eclair, whips together a dress out of some old curtains from Kmart. It isn't fair. It really isn't fair. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ivy Morton, and I will be performing a monologue called There Has to Be a Better Way. Ma'am, I replaced the first burger free because it didn't look right to you. Then I replaced the second burger because it wasn't cooked enough. Now I'm replacing this burger because it's burnt? You've got to be kidding me. Where do you think you are? This is McDonald's. We ain't serving no sirloin steak. $5.25 an hour, and I gotta put up with the likes of you? Tell you what, why don't you take my greasy apron and this stupid hat and stand back here in the 128-degree temperature and cook your own burger till you're satisfied. And hey, don't forget, you gotta smile nice to all the customers while you're sweating to death and the French fry boys are whispering perverted jokes. No. Doesn't sound like a good time to you? Well, then I highly suggest you take this burger back to your little table, eat it, and think about how lucky you are that I didn't smush an apple pie in your face. Have I made myself clear? Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lily Mancini, and I represent the VPA Musical Theater and Chorus program. And today I'm going to be singing a song from the musical we did this year, Fame Junior, called Let's Play a Love Scene.
Thank you so much, Lily. Next, you're going to hear a smaller group number. I say smaller because our class in musical theater is actually normally 40 students. Most of them are involved in some other VPA department, because this is kind of our trifecta of the VPA program, because it includes both acting, singing, and dancing. I also co-teach with Carrie Mills, our drama teacher, and our dance teacher, Pedro Batista. So we're going to show you another selection from our show we did this year, Fame Junior, and this is called Maybelle's Prayer.
I want to die! I want to die! Do you know what I go through day in and day out? There's the sore muscles and the back pain and then the sweat. But worse than that, I can't eat. Thank you for allowing us to showcase our Florida Arts School model programs, music, theater, and visual arts. Have a great evening.
Mrs. Zucker.
I just want to thank you all. That was absolutely fantastic. My grandson went to Booker High, and that was 3 great years. Booker Middle, sorry, he's at Booker High now. And that was the best 3 years. But you guys are absolutely special. Thank you so much for taking the time to come here to perform for us, to show us and our community just how great our programs are. And I thank you for the teachers. You are awesome teachers. You take a student. You take a student that comes into your class in 6th grade and turn them into what is perfection. Thank you so much for your hard work.
Ms. Ziegler.
I just want to reiterate what Mrs. Zucker said, but also thank you so much for performing to us tonight. I can't get over the talent that was showcased here, but also the challenge to perform so close to the audience. I know that that takes a lot, and you guys just did a wonderful job and knocked it out of the park. So thank you so much for coming tonight.
Well, thank you very much. We really enjoyed your program this evening. That concludes special presentations. We have a superintendent's report.
No superintendent's report tonight.
We'll move on to, we'll take just a second. We'll now move on to special presentations. I have 2 cards. What did I say? What did I say?
Special presentations.
Okay, since we've had special presentations, we'll move on to hearing of citizens. I have 2 cards. If you'll come up to the podium up here, you'll have 3 minutes. There's a light there in front of Miss Marshall. Come on green at the beginning. It'll go to yellow after 2 minutes, and at 3 minutes, your time is up. And we ask that you show respect for divergent viewpoints and civility. Our first,
if they wanted to sing or do a poem, would that be in line with?
They do it in 3 minutes. First speaker is Susan McHugh.
Okay. My name's Susan McHugh. Okay. That better? Okay. My name's Susan McHugh. I'm a school bus driver and a board employee. I'd like to take the opportunity to speak about what I, as well as others, feel is a travesty. I myself, as well as others, have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. The pay from the transportation department I have addressed with this board prior, to no avail. I also took it up with the union, to no avail. I was asked by Mr. Dubin rudely just to resign. My rep was no help. She was told to stay out of it because I didn't conform and I had a bad attitude because I spoke out. The employees have received 1 raise in what I have been told is 7 years. We have new employees starting at the same salary I am making after 3 years on the job. I, as well as others, have to work the 2 jobs. We are classified as part-time employees because we work only 10 months out of a 12-month year, which is more than 3/4. Even though I am one of the lucky ones that has an 8-hour route and works 40 hours plus after paperwork, I am still considered part-time. And in adding insult to injury, we now find out that our first paycheck will not be until September 15th, rather than August 30th like it has been. So in reality, we will go 2.5 months before our first paycheck, and almost 1 month after we return to work. My question is, how many people can actually do that, go 2.5 months without a paycheck? This I don't understand. It is insulting that our salaries are below poverty level. I find this to be disgusting, living in one of the richest counties in the state of Florida. We feel abandoned, neglected, and taken advantage of. You, the school board, have some real problems that need to be addressed. So please find the time to talk with your employees. Ask us things. Ask us, how are you? Are you okay? I guarantee you, you will be shocked at what you find. And I know that the transportation department is not the only troubled spot. I am sure that others, if you would just come out and speak to us, will tell you how they feel. Our union, no longer my union, does not represent us at all. They have nothing about our daily struggles, or do they care to know? In closing, here are just a few of the names. I have a petition over there signed by people stating that they are tired of this too. We need some help. We need your help. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. McHugh. Our second and final speaker is Tracy Raleigh. Well, she says it rhymes with Molly. You a nurse?
I am not.
Yeah. Because
I
you
had
did that
3
little
semesters of nursing
C
school.
with the line over it.
Oh, I had 3 semesters of nursing school before I ruptured 3 discs. Hi. First, I want to say, those wonderful young people from Booker, you can't measure that. The wonderful young people from Booker, you can't measure that. You can't measure that kind of creativity. There isn't a test on this planet that'll show you what those young people just showed you. I'm hoping to get through this. I know I tend to get long-winded, but I also have something to share, and if I can, I'll email it to you. And for brevity, I'm just reading. The obligation of our elected school board is to uphold the Constitution, but what happens when legislation is in conflict with the state constitution? The Constitution of Florida says, the education of children is a fundamental value of the people of the state of Florida. It is therefore a paramount duty of the state to make adequate provision for the education of all children residing within its borders. Adequate provision shall be made by law for a uniform, efficient, safe, secure, and high-quality system of free public schools that allows students to obtain a high-quality education and for the establishment, maintenance, and operation of institutions of higher learning and other public education programs that the needs of the people may require. What prevails in this situation? The constitutional obligation or statutes in conflict with the Constitution. For those who contend that uniform means that we have to wait for the heavy-handed direction of a commissioner of the State Board of Education, I will remind you that our new chancellor has recently stated many times, and we have in recent technical assistant reports, statements indicating that the decisions regarding critical issues, including retention, which is written in statute, are left to the district. This is not uniform across the state. Consequently, we return to the premise of local decisions made at the school board level where they belong. Processes in conflict with efficiency are in conflict with the constitutional obligation of our elected school board representatives, whereas the efficiency of the test, something that has never been validated, can't even begin to be presented as high quality. We know the information was neither safe nor secure with the purported hacking of the first round of the FSAs. We are here today as taxpayer citizens, and most importantly, parents, teachers, and students, to ask that you hold our students harmless for the 30% mandate. This arbitrary number is neither uniform nor just. It harms our students in public schools, their grades and grade point averages. The validation on these tests won't be complete until September 1st. We cannot reasonably accept that you will hold grades for that length of time. Not only that, students in private schools and homeschools are never required to test with such potential penalties. Leaves our public school students at a grave disadvantage. The disparity in grade point averages would be a real problem for our public school students, lessens their opportunities to compete for scholarships. This is also true across the country. Only 3 states use EOCs as a punitive measure. So basically, we have 3 states that can't compete across the country because they're being penalized. The Lee, can I finish? I just have 3 sentences. Please. Thank you. The Lee County decision was about pragmatics and was right for the students. This is right for all Florida students, and we ask that you be the next to take the bold step. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes hearing of citizens. We'll move on to the consent agenda. If I could have a motion, please.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? You would vote, please. And the consent agenda passes 5-0. If I could have a motion, please, on item 35.
Move approval of the new job description for supervisor payroll.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? You would vote, please, on item 35. And that vote passes 5-0. That concludes the business of the board for this evening. Do we have any announcements or communications? Ms. Zucker.
I just wanted to say I was at the Sarasota Technical College today for their job fair, and they had so many booths there and so many opportunities for employment that it amazes me that we have any people that are unemployed right now because of the quality and the quantity of the jobs that were available today. They did a great job at the college, and I want to commend them for moving out and trying to provide jobs for our community.
Okay, our next monthly work session will be May the 19th, 2015, from 10 to 3, and our next regularly scheduled school board meeting will be May 19th at 3 p.m. We're adjourned.